to get back on the game.
Kirk, when you look at, the talent that's around you and on this football team to not be going to the playoffs, just how disappointing are you right now, I guess, in the outcome?
I don't know what the scale of disappointment is, but we're disappointed. Would love to be in the playoffs, and I said it all year. I love our team, love our group of guys, and we weren't ready for it to end, and unfortunately, it's over for this year.
What do you think there were the offensive struggles, especially early?
Well, I'm sorry, what's that?
What do you think there were the offensive struggles, especially early?
Combination of factors, not any one thing. Just a combination. I would have to go back and watch the tape to really give you a clear answer.
Hey, Kirk, do you think the change of the offensive coordinator had anything to do with this season, just in general?
Anything to do with the season as far as?
As far as maybe losing a little continuity in the last couple of games?
Well, we won 2 of those 3 games.
Right.
So
right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk, Adam put the blame on himself for that 3rd and 6th play just before halftime. Could you kind of walk us through what happened there?
Well, it was just kind of a deal of just trying to be on the same page with the route as to what he was doing. And obviously, I'm trying to throw with anticipation and trying to read his body language before he breaks, and just talking about, how to make sure that, we're able to come away with the right play there. And he was able also to communicate back to me, what he's doing, why he's doing, what he needs. And so it was just good communication back and forth to, get on the same page and try to understand what we each need to be successful.
Wrong route then, by him, or what?
No, not the wrong route by him.
Because you appear to be telling him to cut off quicker, and he cut farther, so that's why I asked him if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the wrong route.
It looked like cameras caught you saying, I don't have extended time to throw. Was that because of the line that you were trying to explain to him why he might need to cut up quicker than that?
Yeah, yep. Just trying to say, if you do that, I don't have the time to wait on that usually, and I don't know you're doing that, and so it just, again, those are conversations that he and I have. And to talk about it now, it's going to get misconstrued and misinterpreted. Adam's my guy. He's the best, and I want to have more of those conversations. I actually liked the passion back and forth. I want to do more of that. I want to, let us both be who we are and have those discussions, because he's the kind of guy who we can do that with going forward. I'm excited about the years ahead to build a rapport with these guys, because this was year 1. And I remember when I played in Washington and we went to the playoffs, and at the end the message was, hey, this was only your first year starting. Think how much better you can get each year going forward. And I feel much the same way with my time here with the Vikings. This is only year 1. And there are times through the season where I say, boy, you give me another OTAs, another mini camp, another training camp to build up a library of reps with these guys and get audibles and code words and go a little deeper with each guy and what their skill set is and what they do well. You can really add layers to this offense, and I'm excited about that.
So Kirk, beyond the additional reps and things that you're talking about, what, if anything, needs to change for you guys to operate at a higher level and more consistently on offense next week?
Yeah, I think those are bigger picture questions that take time to go back and look at. We're so involved each week. We're not really in a place to tell you that, and certainly, our decision makers and to run the organization and looking at personnel, that's really more their call, and I'm not going to, voice publicly my opinions from that standpoint. I'll let them do that, and obviously, we have a good sample size from this year to evaluate and see where we need to improve.
Regarding this year, though, with the talent you guys have on the team, why do you feel you weren't that competitive in games against the upper echelon teams?
I don't have a blanket answer for you to say it was just X. I think it's a combination of factors through a combination of games. It's never as simple as one thing to just say this is why.
Kirk, in terms of getting this deep into a season, would you have hoped to be on the same page a little bit more with Adam and others, and so those breakdowns don't come out?
No. We're on the same page. Adam had 100 number of catches, 1,000 yards, a Pro Bowler, should be All Pro. We're very much on the same page. I just think that years and years of working together, it's going to get to where you're starting to finish each other's sentences, kind of a thing. So, no, we're very much on the same page, and I really enjoyed working with my teammates. It's a really good group, and that also is something I look forward to as well.
You had 20 completions, but a total just over 130 yards. Was that more a factor of the time you had, or the secondary taking away the downfield looks?
combination. I think it's a really good pass rush. I think, we didn't have a lot of time of possession. When you don't convert third downs, you're not going to stay on the field. So just a number of reasons.
Kirk, do you think this will be an off-season where you have to block out some noise from people who might consider this season a disappointment?
Well, it is a disappointment. I don't think it's up for interpretation. It wasn't what we wanted, what our fan base wanted, and it's okay to be disappointed. I think if anything, it'll sharpen us and give us an edge as we prepare for next year, and I think that's a good thing. I always block it out. I don't go and try to read it all because it's not going to do me any good. So I listen to the people I need to listen to, and they coach me well, and that's the only opinion I need to get, to be the player I need to be. So I'll just continue the same routine I've always had going back now, 7 years in this league.
I know you talked about how bad you felt with Washington losing 2 years ago when you had a chance to get in. How does this rank among your disappointments of some losses you've had this year?
I don't have a menu in front of me of all the tough losses. I'll tell you, it's not the first. Won't be the last. It's a part of the journey. You play in this league long enough, you're going to get kicked in the teeth. It's going to happen. Tough times don't last. Tough people do, right? I'm going to have a lot of intestinal fortitude and just keep moving forward, keep going, and believe that when we do it here, it's going to be special, and that's what we're building for.
What do you think held this offense back and being able to find its identity on a consistent basis this season?
I don't know. I don't know there's any one thing. And frankly, I think each week you adjust your offense to what you need to do to win. So you do what you need to do to be successful, and it's not the same thing every week. So it's okay to change your identity from week to week if necessary, but it's not any one thing.
Kirk, about blocking out the noise, some fans and people just thought you would come here and take them to the Super Bowl. And of course, that's every team's goal. But do you personally feel that this team had the talent to have done that, and you guys shot yourself in the foot, or that was unrealistic expectations on your line?
I think that question's hard to answer. 32 teams set out in April to win the Super Bowl. Only one does. 31 teams go home unhappy. That was what Mike Shanahan told me day one when I first showed up after the draft in 2012. 31 teams are unhappy at the end of the year and don't live up to what the goal was. And that's what you sign up for, and you understand that. You want to be the one that's happy, but there's 31 that aren't. And so I don't know that when you don't win it that it's that you say, oh, we didn't do this or didn't do that. I think you just realize, hey, we got to get better.
Kirk, would you like Kevin Stefanski to return as the permanent OC?
I've enjoyed working with Kevin. He's a great person, a great football mind. He's been here a long time. But he's going to have options too. So hopefully he wants to work with me. It goes both ways. But he's been a joy to work with.
Last couple?
It could be emotions talking, but some of the guys in the locker room were saying we didn't deserve to get to the playoffs. It could be we didn't deserve to win this game. Where do you lie on that?
Well, if that's the tenor of the locker room, I think it reflects a locker room that takes ownership. Doesn't look to blame people. That looks to focus on how they can get better and know that a certain standard of excellence is needed to be a great football team. And we've done that. They've done that. And so I appreciate that maturity or that approach. But at the same time, you can point to so many plays, right, through 16 games, where you say, if this one ball bounces this way, we're in the playoffs, even with today. And so you can't get caught up too much in today. They all count one, and you can't get caught up too much in, we didn't deserve this or that. There's only so much you can control as an individual player, and there's so many moments throughout a season out of your control that happen on the field that end up having a big impact on the final outcome of each game. So, at times you have to understand that it's a lot bigger than just any one person.